KZN Tonight podcast igama lami ngokini wakashandu and la kwi podcast yakwaZulu Natal. Hey, yazi madoda bathi yakwaZulu Natal. Sithi dumelani lochani sanibonani emakhaya. Thank you for subscribing to our YouTube channel and making sure ukuthi lezi ndaba zihamba ifikelele kuwe. And namhlanje ke sinesihambeli sethu sibalekile. But before introduce kuhambeli sethu sibalekile, ake sithi sishaye impondo, sishaye amakhwela, sishayele ubaba Mavusa kalifakanga ishirt lakhe la.
Hayi lama shirt lawa. I think mina ngindoda eyithandela ama shirt. I think abendlela ama shirt ala ko 20.
Yeah. So a lot of maningi.
Yeah, maningi nje kuhlwena amakhala because
Okay.
but my favorite color is white, you
Okay.
know. My late father used to say ubogqoka ishirt elimhlophe likwenza uyithande uma umuntu.
Oh,
Yashesha
okay.
ukugcola, yeah.
So no, I think uwelile kumele agcine yazile le ndaba ukuthi a lot of shirt lesikole. And otherwise isihambeli sethu namhlanje local government expect ubaba uZenzo Masuku. Masuku mfowethu uyaphila?
Asikhona ndaba ezethu.
Siyathokoza kakhulu kuba nawe la namhlanje kulolu hlelo. Sifuna ukubheka kakhulukazi about local government masubheka nje in detail because abantu abaningi bayebebuza ukuthi local government yini and uba affecta kanjani bona nanokuthi yini ama expectations akumele abe khona kuona and some abantu abaningi ababoni noma ukuthi akusadeliver lapha ku local government because they don't understand how the structure sakhona sihamba kanjani. Mina nje umhlambe uthola ukuthi ngihambela ngamatekisi ekseni ngiyabuya ngisebenzela mhlawumbe esitolo noma ngisebenza mhlawumbe ngiyayisebenza. How does that affect me and ama expectations akumele ngibe nawo about local government as we see emathokini amadolobheni amakhulu kuyitheku Maritzburg, Richards Bay infrastructure abantu abaningi bakhala ngayo ukuthi hey sike sihamba noMavuso saya eMzumbe sabona i-taxi rank lapha eMzumbe ngizakabuza i-taxi rank le ngathi otbala aba complain ngani ukuthi ile taxi yile ngoma yini imvula. The question was mayini imvula labantu benza njani nanokuthi nje i-safety ke let's say ama-taxi awekho ngoba emancane kanje. I think kunkuzi bakubamba la. So Masuku mfowethu take us through local government yini usebenza kanjani?
Ngibonga indaba ezethu. Mhlambe ake ngiqale ngehlehle kancane ke ngineze nje ngoba i-installment yokuqala le i-historic background ukuthi i-DNA kamasipala bayithi suka.
Yes.
Local governance starts from the time that late nesisebenzayo.
Yeah.
It starts ngesikhathi i-island leyase Britain invade amaRoma. Uyibona ka bathu mabefika bakhanda imigwaqo bakhanda amadolobha ngaphansi kwe leadership kulaba abantu ababekhona kwathatha ama locals elite yakhona babusa nayo. Ithe kumiqhubeka nakhona as part of Khosinyaye ngithi mina we were colonized by colonialization itself. Because abantu abas-colonized, they were colonized themselves for 1,000 years.
Oh yeah.
And then that product came out to colonize us.
I see.
So amadolobha akhule kanjalo ngaphansi kweBritain. Ngesikhathi kunama invasions abantu base north ama Vikings up until ke qala feudalism ama Normans. La khona umhlaba wonke wathathwa kubantu wanikezwa a few lords. Then those lords were responsible for peasants. Utheke uma sekuba nendawo zokutrade kwakhona i-system akuthiwa i-guild system kufana nokuthi ama-chamber njengamanje.
Oh yeah.
Basebona as ama-merchants kwaba nendawo laba abakwazi ukuthi basebenzele khona. Bakwazi ukuthi bona banegotiate i-setup yokuthi kuvotweke manje kulezi indawana lezi ezincane even though the rest was still the feudal system. Bakwazi bona ukuthi kubakhethe umagistrate kuba umagistrate umuntu obephatha yonke into ogovernisha yonke into so nephoyisa lendawo nani ba reporter kulo magistrate.
I see.
Kuhambe kwahamba ke kwaze uma sebefika ke sebelenda la eSouth Africa kuba necolonialism they applied the same system of local governance.
I see.
The point I'm trying to paint ukuthi historically before ngize ngifike transition local government has been a system of extraction and control in its design.
Okay.
It was never it doesn't have in its DNA from its origins these things that we say we're trying to achieve, a participatory governance and a people-centered. It was always about the elite and how they can manage their interest within that space.
Wow.
And it was also a lot of exploitation. Local government, if you come colonialism nje sila eThekwini,
Yeah.
kwakukhona into ekuthiwa i-Durban system. Uma uya lapha kwamuhle uyabona ukuthi i-apartheid ayingeke izisebenze eThekwini if it wasn't for umasipala weTheku. Uma uhlehla uthola ukuthi abantu njengomfowabo kaJohn Langalibalele Dube or champion, AWB champion, they had businesses in town up until it was the Durban system. It wasn't Pretoria. It was the Durban system that systematically removed them from the main economy. Kwaze ke kwaba kufika ku-1994.
Yeah.
I see.
Kutheke before 1994,
Yeah.
ngo-1993, uma ku-Codesa, kwa-realize ukuthi a lot of focus is talking about the design of parliament and all of that. There was a lot of debate on federalism and all of that.
Yeah.
Kwakhona okuvelayo ukuthi no, local government hasn't been tackled. Then it led to a compromise eyenzeka ngokaCodesa, kodwa uhulumeni we-NP waphasa umthetho wakuthiwa i-Local Government Transition Act. Eyayithi ngoba kwakukhona vele ababekade be-electiwe ngokwesystem ye-apartheid, kwakuzoba no-50-50 arrangement ukuthi i-council u-50% laba be-electiwe, then the other 50% would be civic organizations.
Oh, okay.
But the trouble was that you then ended up with the same constituency engapha ku-legislative arm ithumela ama-NGO iwayo nangapha on the other side. Okay. And also you also had a situation where before there was a fight between EDP and NP. So where EDP was outside, it will try to relaunch and re-influence through the element non-statutary. So it wasn't an easy transition. On the other hand, you had to SANCO. At the time, SANCO was quite active. It wasn't the NC directly that was participating in that process. It was SANCO. Yes, where they had to make nama concessions ukuthi they were forced to concede ukuthi bazotshela abantu ukuthi abakhokhe, because the campaign up until that point was that we shouldn't pay for services.
That's not mine.
So it went up until 1995-96, where we had the first transitional local government elections. We had 850 something municipalities at that time. Back then, very fragmented and everywhere. Then things, the process was kuba ne Demarcation Act in 1998, which then demarcated and consolidated all these things into wall-to-wall municipalities. So we reduced from 840 something to 287, I think, first time. I think that's not 250 something now. So that's how I can say that is the evolution of local government. But what I want to emphasize is the transition of trying to transform local government into a people-centered organization. It's coming on almost 2,000 years of DNA of exploitation, extraction, and control. So we've got a lot of things that are still in our design and in our attitudes on local government that is still based on that DNA. It's not something that we can fix in 30 years' time, because it's not to say we're fixing since colonialization. We're fixing because we adopted, which was already 1,000, 2,000 years old system. So the process that we are engaged in, we must understand that is to try and reverse that element. And in the process, the same things that were happening back then, there is this thing of elitism. So within the local community, they will always come and you will always see the elite getting up. And instead of servicing the people, they then go and collaborate with the powers that be. So that is the struggle that has been going on in local government for years. It's not to say it's a new thing. It's been there.
So whoever comes in now is serving his own interest.
Yes. Whoever comes in sees local government as a way to escape that control.
I see.
that extraction. So an individual feels that they've been saved, whereas sitting in the ocean of control, of poverty, and all of that.
I see, especially when you look at it from outside. Inayo leyo nto ukuthi whoever promises things before he enters, everything changes after you're in power, because now you're collaborating with the very same people obukade ukhala ngawo busengaphandle.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just before I forget, can you take us through a wall-to-wall municipality system in South Africa? You remember that in the past, I still remember nje ePhongolo, Mawusophongolo edolobheni kwakuyi-Height South Africa, and then mabuye eNgotshane kube uKwaZulu. Please take us through the wall-to-wall system.
The wall-to-wall system amalgamated what was a very fragmented system. You had in town you would have a town board. That's what they were called at the time. And even then, in the case of some towns, especially the ones that were under Wazul, they were still using the old magisterial system. There was no voting in some of the towns. It was very fragmented. You will go to some towns, there was a voting, but in some towns there wouldn't be any voting. You had a magistrate that was, I remember I grew up in Nongom. The town board was effectively led by the magistrate. There were never councillors I don't remember, until 1996, I don't remember seeing any councillors. But then that was only for the town.
Oh, yeah.
Then for the outside lying areas, there were things that were called joint services boards or regional services council that were now servicing the outlying areas, because in the outlying areas we still needed water, even for farming communities, not only for black, you still needed some level of services to go to those areas. So you had joint services board. So now wall to wall just amalgamated all of that 850 something fragmentation into aligned. Within that one, you had metropolitan municipalities. Those are your cities. I think we now have 6, 7, or 8 of them. And then below that you then have district municipalities, and then within each district you will have different local municipalities. Now, unfortunately, this thing came up in the recent videos I saw where the chair, the portfolio for local government was going around. I think it would have been in the state or northwest. You then had a situation where different provinces then defined powers and functions differently. So in some municipalities, locals, they do everything, water, electricity, and what. Then you come to KZN and you find that district municipalities are full water service authorities.
Water and sanitation.
Water and sanitation is done by the district, and then locals do these other services. So the long and short of it, if I define it in South Africa, it's important to understand that it won't be the same in each province.
Before I forget, then allow Mr. Shandu to step in. So khumbula la KwaZulu Natal asina mayoral system, asinabo MMC, ama EXCO members.
Yes.
Whereas if you go to these other provinces, kunama MMCs. Osichazele yini kwadalwa yini KwaZulu Natal kube ne EXCO while kwamanye ama provinces tobe MMC. Yeah, I know the politics. I'm just throwing it. I know the politics.
No, I'll address it.
Yeah.
So essentially, what ends up defining how local government currently looks, that's why I always say there is a need to review it. It is how politics was looking at the time. So in KZN, because you had an MEC that was coming from the IFP, that would be the same also with Western Cape.
Exactly.
They went for executive committee system. In the executive committee system, it means no individual councillor has full executive authority.
Okay.
It's when the executive committee meets and discuss and resolve, then that is the authority. Whereas with the executive mayoral system, all the executive powers sit with the mayor, and then the mayor reports to the full council. Then the members of the MMC are essentially assisting the mayor to take those decisions. But if you read on the act, actually the act is written from most of the acts in local government are written from the point of executive mayoral system. So a lot of powers are given to Indoda, not to a certain committee.
Yeah, good. And into engifuna ukuyithola kakhulukazi le and ngiyafisa ukuthi mhlawumbe uyicacise nangolimi lakithi ukuze abantu beyizwe kancanywana. Yini lena eyenza kuba omasipala ba collapse?
Manje umasipala
Masipala nje awusakwazi ukufunction, awusakwazi ukukhokhela abasebenzi, awusakwazi ukuletha inqalasizinda kubantu. Isikhathini esiningi because we cannot say ukuthi bonke kuba yilokho but nje ngokwazi kwakho nangobona kwakho yini lenza ukuthi bagcine sebe collapse umasipala.
It's a very tricky question. One of it comes from the design. From the design. You remember the history I was telling before. So in those towns you had fully sustainable towns in the past. Every man carried his or her own load. There was no concept of cross-subsidization. Then the idea of wall-to-wall was saying now you're going to get cross-subsidization, which means that people that are living in well-off areas will be subsidizing services for the other side. Now, it is possible that over time, as we try to subsidize the other side, we are taking from the well somewhere. And now we are now sitting at the real point of inequality now, and it's starting to reflect itself in the finances. Now, all these other things that we will throw at the problem, corruption, competence, and what. It could be lying. It could be things that make that situation worse. But the design of local government itself, there are municipalities where I always make an example. You are asked to do an indigent register, where you must identify poor households in your area. That works well in Tshwane, because you've got fewer indigent households. But I once joked about, I'll mention an example, in Umhlabelingan. I once joked and I said, no, the municipality should have appointed me to compile a register of the non-indigent. Because everyone is indigent.
Yes.
Everyone is, I mean, now it doesn't make sense to have a task now to compile the list of everyone.
Exactly.
So there is before we can come to the personal and the political issues, there is an issue of design that is already there that makes this whole system imperfect. And then lastly, what the biggest cause of dysfunction is that, you remember what I said about the old towns and how no man would carry another man's town. The success, the viability of a municipality is dependent on the viability of the households in that municipality.
Exactly.
So if the households themselves are economically unviable, they won't be able to pay for services, hence we will then have a dysfunctional municipality. I think let me leave it at that for now. And
Okay. And then bese sekuba nale issue ke leyo masipala othola ukuthi the money is there but abayispend baze bayibuyisele emuva. Sekwenza
Yeah, because we hear that all the time. Sometimes abantu bazobeyibuza ukuthi why? Because sinenkinga amanzi asinawo, this kuthiwa kunenqwaba ama millions ebuyele emuva.
Is the system to spend imali omasipala cumbersome?
there is a level of cumbersomeness. I wouldn't say it's not, but also within that cumbersome design, you then need to plan yourself within it. So sometimes it is a matter of saying the people in the municipality, they start to plan for that funding when it's already deposited. As in, I'm just making an example. That if you know that you're going to get a MIC grant of 50 million in the next financial year, you need maybe to advertise for those contracts in February if you want to make sure that 1 July kukhala ibhekene for sure. So there is that element. I won't run away from that fact. And then lastly, sometimes again, there are also an element of what is called fiscal dumping. Sometimes this funding that you got, it was not part of the 3-year plan. You were just informed by department now that we will give you 35 billion for a certain project, and you find that it was because it wasn't in your plans. There are no feasibility studies and all of that. So there has to conclude this. You said, is the system cumbersome? There must be a way that we understand that cumbersomeness, so that it can tell us the true life cycle of spending money in local government, so that you will know that if I haven't done a certain thing by this time, I might as well write that check now and not wait, and not even wait, because if I haven't advertised by June, even if I advertise for the bids in September, that thing won't take off.
I see.
Yeah, you're right. Just to come in, you remind me of a story I once did. This was on Natal. I think at that time, HOD wakuTuban. Kwakuthi mangabe kuzoqala i-financial year ka-provincial government noma kahulumeni eqala ngo-April. So bona ngo-March they will dump money to umasipala to say nitheni funa ukwakha ihholo anama 9 now 20 million. Now this guy is unyaka wabeyaphela ngo-June.
Yes.
And you remember ukuthi kusafanele udesign le project u-advertise kubidwe. After bidding, we need a corner as object. So you're not giving these people enough time to start preparing. But now, like Ushiluguti, every process, magne ukuthi ikamba sam fanele uqale wazi ukuthi mangiso awamashu ngedolobheni ekseni mangiphuma ngase crossing ne traffic. So plan around it ukuthi fanele ngibe no hour no 30 minutes in order to get to town ngesikhathi engifuna ngaso.
Yeah. No, it's very interesting. Now, I guess thathe i-role yomphakathi ku local government ukuthi yini o-expectile umphakathi kulo masipala or kuleyo city abasuke behlala kuyona. Iziphi izinto that they can compromise ukuthi asikwazi ukuthi sithi sikhokha ama rate ukuthi singabi nakho. Asikwazi ukuthi sithi senze ukuthi kodwa kasinayo into ewukuthi nokuthi. Athina ama expectations umphakathi kumasipala.
I think the first point of departure, which will define the answer to that, is to, I always make an example and say, as a member of a community in the municipality, firstly, you are not a customer. Being a customer is secondary. Firstly, you are a shareholder. Then as a shareholder, you like in a company, you get into a process of the appointment of directors who look after the entity on your behalf as the shareholder. So now, as a shareholder, the question is, what is to be expected from your company? Now, that is where the complication comes in. Where now, where else you are a shareholder, you must also have a customer. You must have a customer-supplier relationship. That is when usually we find ourselves demoting ourselves. So it shouldn't be even a question of what to expect from the municipality. We should be dictating what municipalities should be doing.
And what are those things?
Is to the municipality is the main purpose for me. It's not to provide services. I disagree. The main purpose is to construct or to build economically viable households. Through those services, that's what we are trying to do. So now, if you shouldn't define the role of a municipality on the basis of that customer-supplier relationship, but on the basis of a shareholder. I mean, on a shareholder, you want value.
True.
Exactly.
So now, that's why we must be saying that the key purpose of the existence of municipalities is to make sure that these households are productive.
Exactly.
If I may put it that way.
Once they are productive, they pay their rate.
Once the first step is for them to be productive. Once they are productive, then they can be good customers. Then you can take them to that level, because they will be able to pay for their services.
Like you should expect your ROIs on your investment.
Yes.
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 Okay, in the next 5 years, it's not mall. in the next 5 years sinayo inkampani ethize that was attracted to come to la ukuze sikwazi ukuthi abantu besebenze this and that ayi ukuthi wonke umuntu kumele aqashwe kwamasipala.
Exactly.
Yeah, because right now, if you look at the way I was doing a study in system as Italy,
Yeah.
Nase Portugal, and then comparing it with my African system. In Africa, I know that to get rich or to have so stable, you have to be in government or masipala. Whereas overseas, lendo ba masipala na all men, it's just there. Yenziwa abantu abaxayambele. Yeah, overseas if you work
that's
for
true,
government,
that's true.
xayambele.
That's true.
Xayekile nje.
Ukuthi usebenza amasipala umuntu oxakile.
Yeah.
Whereas la wonke umuntu ufuna ukusebenza amasipala.
In Portugal ime yakhona egadwa eselisbon uyifica ihamba nje yodwa yeah ihambela akekho umuntu ongoyibulala ngoba akekho umuntu ofuna ukuba yimina. I'm being honest, check this thing.
It's because their households are productive.
Exactly.
Almost every household. And remember, I didn't say they're employed.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking also about individuals. The household itself is a productive unit. If you go to those countries, that's what you will find in most. It's not to say abantu bakhona ba rich. The entire household is a productive household. So then they need less from the municipality beyond being a customer to say, do I get the
Amanzi,
water? Is it
electricity,
clean? Yes.
and they please clean the street. That's why if you go to countries like Italy, uthola ukuthi ime yakhona akangenile lapha ngoba ufuna ukontshontsha ukuze abe rich. Uthola ukuthi umuntu othanda inyoni noma sithi wildlife. Uthola ukuthi maye ehamba la edolobheni he feels like ama parks and nama reserves they are not being maintained. And usebhale kaningi abhalela umasipala athi akulungiswa ngani le game reserve nje. Ne game reserve nje la eThekwini la ngase yellow nga Oatlands. Athi helungiswa ngani yabona. So sabona ukuthi ngazuthi la masipala bayinaki lento le. And then a contest abe mayor just to fix those things. They don't go there ukuthi yabona mangangena lapha.
Kuzothandazwa.
Even kuthiwa ungena lapha on the basis of self-interest. It's not on the budget. It's so that the development can favor where I've got sites. It's not to say the tenders themselves. It's so that I can influence the decisions of council to favor where I'm invested or to favor the sector that I'm in. So that becomes a huge.
Yeah, that's why if you go to these countries, umeya wakhona mangabe kune project ethile akazi nokuthi ubani contract ubona seyakha. Yeah, bona nje sekuyakhiwa lapha. Athi hawo le nkampani lena yona ewinile akazi because kune tender board ekunga interfere ishwanayo kunabantu baka planning kanjalo. But now ake sikhuluma ngale issue of corruption ngomasipala. Singayiqeda kanjani? Ngoba you can see nje ukuthi ngomasipala uma ubanika u10 million you are guaranteed ukuthi somewhere around 4 million will be stolen. And then mhlambe kulo 10 million they will steal 4 million and then they will spend another 4 million, 2 million bazophindisela emva ngoba they can't spend it.
That's a tricky one. You're putting me on the spot on this. But I will tell you a story in the jungle, of the jungle. One of the favorite delicacies for monkeys is scorpion or pheasant.
Yeah.
Now, if a smaller monkey itholakale idla pheasant, the way the older ones like it, they will smell it. And they bazoyibamba bite.
Yeah, izu.
You keep bese yawodla. Now, the first biggest problem you have is where you have a system where all monkeys are eating scorpions. Then we will run out of scorpions. Before I can deal with a lot of things, when older monkeys, for whatever reason, I don't know whether there's an agreement or what, but when older monkeys get to a point where it's fine with them, even for smaller monkeys to eat scorpions, then the whole system collapses.
I think usungiphendule. You remind me of esinye story ngasizwa la eThekwini esokuthi not in fact eThekwini phela naseyibhedlela. Ithi nama claims.
Yeah.
yeah whereby uthola ukuthi iclaim yakho nje mangabe ungamgwazelanga lo siso ohenglisha lama claim lapha ingawuhlala u2 months so sekuyazi wathi iclaim ufuna ihambe no100 rand e-wallet kanjalo kanjalo so it's a system whereby everyone
into ebhlungu ukuthi nenkawe endala izikuhlebele eceleni umuntu yo complain akuyo ithi hayi dlula la kusho yena lokufanele ngabe uyayivala lento
indlela idlula la
before siye kuyo ukuthi yena onjani i-system will collapse uma kwayena ke manje sengitshelwa uyo ukuthi hayi besides leli bhodlela bese njengoba phela sihleli la siphuza ibhodlela nami ngithi ngizosofinish uma siliqeda uzongixoxela lalela uma ufuna ukuthi kulunge into yakho dlula lapha so then the system has completely ngifuna ukuyithatha from a very practical point of view before hlambe sibe theoretical about it that is where we find that's where our system is really collapsing.
ake sibuke uhulumeni wobandlululo masikhuluma ngohulumeni wobandlululo kakhulukazi abantu abazobe bekhuluma ngawo bayebethi wawubheda wawuhlumeza umuntu omnyama umuntu omnyama ongenasithunzi kuningi nje kubalwa ngazo kodwa mase sifuthi sibhekisisa kahle uhulumeni wobandlululo kunezinto eziphathekayo owazenzayo yize mhlawumbe singasho ukuthi ngaleso sikhathi mhlawumbe zayingabhekelela abantu abamnyama kakhulu kodwa zisaphatheka Ramaphosa the president of the ANC recently said that omasipala abaningi abaphethwe ANC kabenzi kahle cisha umasipala abangcono abe-DA singakuvuma yini ukuthi amaqembu okanye iqembu eliphethe njengamanje 31 years later lihlulekile ukuphatha abantu abamnyama ngendlela?
You're putting me on the spot again. But I'll address it.
Yes.
It will always be a yes and a no answer. There are, you see, in the first 30 years, there is a lot of infrastructure that we have laid down, a lot. Where I would say, which would then come to that comment, where I would say we lost, with the advantage of hindsight, of course. I'm not saying I would have foreseen this earlier. Where I think we lost the plot actually was the very obsession with things above people. The amount, if you compare the amount of money that we've invested in things compared to the amount of money that we've invested in people, now you are sitting with people who do not have the capacity to manage this huge bill that we have thrown at infrastructure. In my view, the current government did well to invest in physical things. Our highways are functional.
They're the best in Africa.
Yes, in fact, they're the best in Africa. A lot of things are functional, but the problem is, which is now, we now have this knee-jerk reaction where we're now rejecting people from outside South Africa. Our biggest problem is that sinage izinto zakhohlwa abantu. So if half the money that we put on infrastructure was put on people, the president of the ANC wouldn't have said that in their conference. But that crowd of councillors that were there, they've been deprived because we're prioritizing the stadium that they were in, as an example. So now they were sitting in the stadium, but as whatever. But it was the lack of foresight on the side of the ruling party, and the pressure. Yoguba obsessed with historical backlogs on things and not focus on historical backlogs on people. I think that is where we completely, on that one, with hindsight, of course, I'm not saying I would have done better myself, but with hindsight, and what I'm saying is that if we don't turn around that trajectory, where le gravel won't be built until abantu basemsinga can be able to either build it themselves or maintain it
After it has been built.
after it has been built. That's the thing that we missed before, and if we continue to miss it in this trajectory,
Yeah.
imagine then the neglect of people if it will take another 30 years. That's why even our infrastructure that was built in the first 30 years will collapse. And I think that is probably the route that most African countries took.
Mavus, ngicela ungivumele nje ukugcina ngifake on the spot futhi ngaso. Okugcina nje. Hey, after that angisasho lo. Sengithule ngisedulo njengomuntu we talking about a state of a local government, and we have serious problem la KZN. 2 cities that are big are collapsing. One is Pietermaritzburg.
In fact, it has collapsed.
It has collapsed, and soon to collapse is Itego.
In fact, it is collapsing right in front of us.
In front of us, because if every day when you go ungene eThekwini, we are cringe. What can be done?
Okay, that one it will still be on the same. I will answer it on the same line.
Yeah.
Then you see, I worked a lot with assets. On average, infrastructure has got 30 years lifespan. So it means what this government started to build, it has collapsed.
Yeah.
Itself. Forget about what apartheid had.
What they inherited.
Already, some of the stuff that was built, not because it was built wrong or anything, it has reached its full useful life. Now, where we make a mistake, which leads to this, to the collapse of the inner city in Durban, in my view, is because we are obsessed with growing the town elsewhere. Instead of saying, we must be bold enough now to say 70% of our infrastructure budget must go to reviving old infrastructure instead of us looking at new developments.
Yeah, we're developing West Town, Nomhla.
You see, and then what is happening? They are diverting money that should have sustained inner city center to, and Joburg made the same mistake. And I think we are on that same trajectory with both Durban and Pietermaritzburg.
Yeah.
Now, you can't compare the development yalawo to Eswashoyo noMhlathuze. Mhlathuze is probably 40 years behind these other two. So it's acceptable to want to invest in new infrastructure because it is still trying to move from being a town to be a city.
Yeah.
But these other two, there should be no obsession with
New development.
New development.
Because they don't even have the land, by the way.
That's the thing. They don't even have the land now. When you talk about that, now the biggest chunk of the money you have, first go at finding the land, because now when you don't have the land, most of the available land parcels are expensive. So now a lot of your money goes in, instead of putting something that people can see. You've heard a lot of times that there are negotiations with the landowners and all of that. I think for me, if because I'm trying to avoid the specific politics, that is the decision. Those are the poor decisions that I think the deterioration now here is starting. I called someone the other day, and he said Durban North, and I said, hey, my dream is going down. When I grew up, I wanted to own a house in Durban North.
True. In fact, it's in Sasuke School, and we used to come to Albert Park. It used to be beautiful.
Yes. Albert Park used to be.
Ngiyakhumbula ibhasi labantu abadala belilandela namhlanje Albert Park uyazi ukuthi izobanjwa inkunzi
Yeah. But anyway, before I forget this one, and I think it's our last question. Bese siyayivala. Amakhansela. Yini umsebenzi wamakhansela? Mase sikhetha nje laba abazobe bevota nabo kini next year. Ufuna bakhethe umuntu onjani?
Umsebenzi wekhansela, I think we've confused it a lot over time. because we've called them leaders.
Yeah, that's why
and-
Mabizo
and-
leadership.
and-
Leadership.
And that is not the definition of their jobs.
Yeah.
They are public representatives and nothing more. It might happen sometimes that we are lucky in electing a public representative, we get a leader. But it doesn't mean that every public representative should be a leader. So their task is very simple: is to take, as I said, you've got shareholders in your ward. All the people that are in your ward are shareholders. Is to take their aspirations and represent them in the process of consolidating, because each and every household has got its own needs. So you have to negotiate that at a ward level, and then you represent your community at a municipal level. So my advice to communities, the first thing would be, when they are electing councillors, the first thing that they must remove from their definition is leadership first. That expectation is the first thing that they should be looking for, a hard-working person who can represent you like a lawyer. A lawyer is not leading you. A lawyer is representing you in court.
Exactly.
You are still responsible for your decisions and everything. Now, the idea that the community are now below councillors because they are leadership, I think that's where, as communities, we lose it completely. Here, we're just looking for hard-working servants who can represent us like lawyers would represent us in court.
Thank you very much.
No, ayisichazelekile, and I think ukuthi we need another second session of this, Mavuso,
Yeah, yeah.
because so much esibonele. And also, people abasemakhaya, please text us or inbox us or whatever, DM, whatever you want to call it. Ukwazi ukusitshela some of the questions that you have that you need ukuthi mase wensenza uhlelo olulandelayo silandeliswe ngaso, and because yabona namhlanje mina ngasho ukuthi ngigezekile.
Yeah, in fact, bekusawu round 1 lo round 2 sizobe sidila nama issues of ama frontline workers komasipala, the clerks, drivers, technicians, ma tools of trade. We'll also deal with ama finances komasipala nje. So bekusawu round 1 lona ababukeli ba relax. Mr. Masuku is a quite knowledgeable person in terms of masipala. He has worked a lot kule ndima, so uyayazi hayi indima umaskandi.
Yeah. And also the billing system that I wish you touch kakhulu, because so much that we hear so much about this, kakhulukazi umasipala abaningi bakhala ukuthi they can't bill ama business athize, and kunenqwaba. There was a point where a police station was owing umasipala imali engakanani, and nama institutions amaningi agcine engakwazanga ukuthi akhokhe lo masipala, and ba collapse umasipala because of that.
In fact, if you look at the system, the way it was designed, in as much as ingekho perfect, but kwakuthi makweqalwa lento ye-wall-to-wall municipality, kwakwazi ukuthi umasipala wanongoma una-revenue e-10. But because kuney'bhedlela nezinye izinto zikahulumeni, they expected to public works noma education to pay umasipala wanongoma for the services of the business. But what's happening right now is that uhulumeni awukhokhelani wodwa. Department of Education nje kweleta umasipala wethe. Mina umasipala wethe kumakuthiwa ngwakhokhile ama-rates ngibona sebengithumele incwadi yomnene. But they don't do the same too. These guys,
So
the wall-to-wall system, it was quite perfect. Ngingathi beyiqala bebeyibuka ukuthi wonke umuntu ufuna service omasipala othile. But along the way kube nama-lapses so much that sesikule nkinga ekhona. Umasipala nje basemakhaya ngabekisela nje ngomthonjaneni. Uma usemthonjaneni edrobheni kunenkantolo, kune-police station, kunesibhedlela, kunani. If all these departments were paying ama-rates, ngabe lawa masipala unazo inkinga zemali.
Actually, municipalities well-organized ones, they are even billing public works for all the schools esuke zikhona within your local. Some of them have not done that, but you can bill public works for all your schools. Besides the e-college, and they do that, brings a bit of revenue for municipalities, provided that the customer will pay.
But you force them to pay. Mina nje mangawukhokheli ugesi 3 months bayangcimela.
Yes.
Yini inkinga uhamba ucima ama-officer ka-public works noma ka-education?
Let me also come so that I'm not just criticizing. Also on the side now of government, vis-a-vis local, it becomes then a bit difficult to take on a government because you maybe 75% of your operations are funding equitable share.
Oh yeah.
So psychologically, ikhona le element within municipalities that vele government ukhona imali asesinikile yabo iba khona leyo element yokungabi that difficult because they are saying we get these 3 transfers a year from the main government nabo lama departments asuke itholile yawe allocation sekuthi bona baphinde bayichannel back is a lago masipala. So I think that is I've always felt ukuthi that becomes a problem. However, I must also mention as a practitioner, I'm not sure in other provinces, but in case that Enukoktawa Corner over the years has been trying by all means to coordinate that. If a local has got issues with these accounts, any department, Ukokta is usually your point of we are going to fight your backlist when they are now sitting as a
executive, the entire executive. I would say when I held them ukweleta umasipala wamhlabelingana ngicela ukhokhele ukuze azwazi ukhokhela abasebenzi.
What though becomes a bit tricky in that arrangement is when it's a national government. We don't have that solid an arrangement at a national, but at a provincial, I must say we cannot always criticize. I must say that Kokta over the years, not to say the current, over the years, they have tried, and I know as a person, some municipalities have been assisted through that program.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. And Sabama Kule Makaya, please subscribe to our show. It's a KZN Tonight podcast, and make sure that you follow us on Facebook as well. So many stories are posted on Facebook, even ama snippets of the show. Was ubuke khona sokutshela mase episode isikhona noma singakangayifaki. And we are also on TikTok. I was on TikTok these days and I saw you Mavuso. We busy ngubani lapho TikTok? Journalist ban?
Yeah, the journalist.
Oh, the journalist.
You know, I have a lifelong duty to harass corrupt people. It's my duty. Because ngife nje lo corrupt naye ngibona nje angakhuleke. That's my Thank you.
Thank you.